Hello and welcome to this Google Hangout. My name is Naomi Soko and I'm the in-house tendering expert for Win UK contracts. So you're watching this webinar because you're interested in learning more about public sector tendering, be it PQQ or ITTs. We meet here every last Thursday of every month to answer your questions and to discuss public sector tendering and give you a bit more information to support your bidding for public contracts. So every year, the British government spends billions of pounds on supplies and services to support the public sector. 2014, for example, the UK central government spent over £12 billion with SMEs providing services for the public sector. So definitely this is a very lucrative market to get into, hence your interest. So obviously we'll be going through any questions that you may have later on, but for now let's give you some help in terms of setting up your bid library and preparing you for public sector tenders. So you may ask, what is a bid library? Well, we always encourage suppliers to create and maintain a bid library, and this is just a repository of documents and information that contains answers to questions or provides information to which you can conveniently refer to when responding to tenders. A library of likely responses to questions will improve the quality of your bid and speed up the time in which it takes for you to respond to tenders. Your bid library should contain model answers to frequently asked questions in your industry. When you start tendering for contracts, you'll notice a theme in the tender questions that the authorities ask. And what we say to you is collate this information and put these questions and the answers to these questions in your bid library so you have a model and you can use this information for future tenders, and it will speed up the process and make it more convenient for you to tender. So we've listed here a couple of documents that we think should be included in your bid library, and I'll just go through them quickly and explain the ones that are not very clear so that you have a clearer understanding of what we mean. So examples of documents that should be included in your bid library is your industry CPV code, and this is just for your information, and it's also useful when you use the free industry and save you faffing about. So your CPV code is a bit like a catalog number, and it clearly states which industry, the different industry and the different services, and it's a quick way to identify the particular contract that you're looking to tender for. We also encourage you to know your DUNS number and also understand your status at Dun and Bradstreet. So Dun and Bradstreet carry out financial risk ratings for public sector authorities. So it'll be useful for you to see the information that public authorities might see when they're assessing your business's financial capability. So jump onto Dun and Bradstreet and find out what your Dun and Bradstreet number is. To get this number, it's free to get this number. If you want to buy the report, then obviously that will be an additional cost. So it's just a bit like your Experian number or your Experian risk factor. So that's what Dun and Bradstreet do, and you get a view of how the public authority will view you. So also maintain CVs or profiles of your key staff on file. So this does not necessarily mean that you need to get their previous work experience, but what you need to ensure that this document contains is sufficient information to ascertain the person's experience and qualification in the particular job or field that they are supporting your business in. So that's something that is quite important. Similarly, if you have any accreditation, keep these to hand as well, because you're more than likely going to be asked to provide any proof of accreditation or your reference number or your accreditation number. So ensure that this is at hand as well. Then we ask you to maintain a whole load of documents and policies that you can quickly refer to. So these documents and policies may include your quality assurance policy, environmental, equal opportunity, health and safety, sustainability, complaints, although this is optional, but it's good practice to maintain your complaints policy on file, and and any other document that you think you might need. So it's not an exhaustible list. You can add to this list. This is just giving you an example of the type of documents that you will need to respond to a tender. We would also say maintain at least your last 2 to 3 years company accounts on file. If you're a limited company, audited accounts are good. If not, then just make sure you have all your balance sheets and all that financial information to hand as well. Also, ensure that you know your company's unique selling point. Why should the public authority offer your business a contract above or beyond any other supplier? So ensure you have that information on hand so you can positively sell your business. Obviously, if you have experience in the field, you should have some references. You should have some referees that you can refer to. Definitely collate this information because the public authority might want to check evidence of your previous work. Definitely let your referees know that you've shared their information with the authority and that the authority might be contacting them for references. So make sure there are no surprises and they are aware that communication may be made to them. And lastly, ensure that you have model answers to frequently asked questions. And this is something that you build with time. Be sure to tweak any responses that you give in response to a tender, answering the particular question that the authority has asked. So don't just copy and paste a model answer. Definitely tweak it to ensure that you meet the authority's particular requirement. So those examples of documents that you can include in your bid library. We've got a few templates for the policy. So if you do want that, be sure to get in touch with us at admin@winukcontracts.com because we'll be able to share that information with you. So the worst time to start preparing for a bid library is when you have a tender deadline looming. So start pulling your bid library together right now so that you don't have that additional anxiety and additional stress when you're about to start submitting a tender. So a tip that I would give you here is to ensure that you maintain your bid library electronically if possible, as most tenders are now conducted on using an e-tendering system. So you'll just merely have to upload documents or copy and paste responses as relevant or as required. So the importance of a bid library cannot be overemphasized. It will help shorten your tendering timelines and also help you better articulate the benefits your business could offer. So be sure to include in your bid library examples of where your business has used its expertise to deliver excellent value for money and support your local community. So if you want to learn more about public sector tendering, or if you have any other questions, be sure to get in touch with us. I'll just put our email address in here because .com. So it's admin@winukcontracts.com. So if you have any questions, definitely try and be sure to get in touch with us there. We've got a book, which is the How to Win UK Contracts book, which is available on Amazon. So you can refer to that. We're also on Udemy. We've got an online tendering course that you can join, and also on the winukcontracts.com website, we've got an online course that you can also take. So in terms of questions, we've only got one question today, and that's with regards to framework agreement. So this is from Joe Patterson, and Joe wants to know why his business cannot join a framework when a framework has been let. So going back to the public sector procurement rules, PCR 2015, you're unable to join a framework when it's let. You have to wait until the end of the framework term before you can join that framework. There's another agreement that you could potentially join even after the framework has been let, and that's a DPS, and we'll talk more about that on at a later Google Hangout. We can't do all that today, but I've got a video that you might find useful with regards to framework. It gives you an overview of what frameworks are and how they work, and I'll be playing that for you now. So if you hold on, we'll be able to have a quick look at it, and you'll be able to have a good overview of how frameworks work. So the volume isn't very good on this. This video is also available on YouTube. So if you can't hear this, don't fret. Just go onto YouTube and you can also watch it there.
How do framework agreements work? Generally, a public authority has a requirement. The procurement team gets involved. Likely spend on similar projects is estimated. If OG thresholds are reached, it makes sense to categorize and aggregate spend. A single tender exercise is carried out to shortlist suppliers. These suppliers are put on an approved supplier list. They are pre-qualified to tender for future work for the authority. By creating an overarching contract that can be used repeatedly, the authority saves time and money. Other public authorities might have a similar requirement.
Okay, so that didn't go very well. So unfortunately, there is a technical problem there. So okay, we'll see if we can do this again.
Work? Generally, a public authority has a requirement. The procurement team gets involved. Likely spend on similar projects is estimated. If OG thresholds are reached, it makes sense to categorize and aggregate spend. A single tender exercise is carried out to shortlist suppliers. These suppliers are put on an approved supplier list. They are pre-qualified to tender for future work for the authority. By creating an overarching contract that can be used repeatedly, the authority saves time and money. Other public authorities might have a similar requirement, so they may be invited to work in collaboration with the authority. Buying together creates economies of scale. They can standardize requirements, cut costs, award compliant public contracts. Together, they advertise for a framework agreement. A single tender exercise is carried out based on likely usage volumes. When an authority has a requirement, it approaches the suppliers on the framework approved list to tender. Note, winning a place on a framework agreement does not guarantee that you will be awarded a contract. The process works like this. One authority, the framework owner, tenders on behalf of all the authorities. Contracts can be awarded to a single supplier, or suppliers. When an authority has a requirement, it goes to the suppliers on the framework agreement. Using a direct award or following a mini competition exercise, those suppliers are invited to tender. The winning supplier will be awarded a contract. Framework agreements generally last no longer than 4 years. Once awarded, no new suppliers can be added to the framework agreement. For more information, please go to winukcontracts.com.
So thank you very much for that. Sorry about the earlier technical difficulty, but that is technology for you. So if you have any questions, be sure to get in touch with us and we will be there to answer any questions that you have. I'm going to put the address again here. It's admin@winukcontracts.com. And our website is winukcontracts.com. Excellent. So if you've got any questions, definitely drop us a line and we'll see you on the next course. So don't forget, we are online as well. The book is on Amazon. If you have any questions, get in touch and we'll do our best to answer your questions. So this is Naomi Soko for Win UK Contracts. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you during the next Google Hangout. Thank you.